shortly thereafter, about an hour later, one of our troopers from Troop I spotted or located the van at the end of County Road 6300 near an abandoned house. Subsequent later, just a little bit later, we found the prisoner's clothes inside, and so we know that he changed clothes, got out of those clothes at some point there, and that's the last that we know about at that time.
Let's talk about what kind of force we're seeing out here. We're seeing a lot of different entities, some in the sky, some down here on the ground with dogs.
Right.
Talk about it all.
We immediately launched one of our helicopters out of General Headquarters that responded to the scene. It was here within 11 minutes from the time that it was dispatched. We immediately sent all available troopers down here to this location. The Phelps County Sheriff's Department was involved. Now we've got Pulaski County Sheriff's Department here, Salem Police Department, some other agencies have sent officers to try and help us out. Once all this happened, we immediately put this information out on social media. And so like I said, we're trying to protect the public the most we can.
Sure. Now let's talk about this security guard that was overpowered. Is he okay?
Yeah, so I was told there was no injuries to the guard.
Wow, that's impressive. So I guess that is kind of an illustration, though, of this man's danger level. Is he a pretty dangerous guy? Are we considering him?
He's got several felony warrants that are out for him still. He does have a history of being violent towards law enforcement. So yes, he does have a violent history.
Yeah, so I guess what you're saying is the public needs to sort of be on their guard. This is not someone you just see and say, hey, this is someone you need to kind of be alert.
At any time you have a situation like this where somebody uses force, that was reported to us, that's the way the original report came in, is that he overpowered a guard. So anytime something like that happens, then obviously they're going to be a threat to the community at large.
Naturally, but not armed.
Right, not armed that we know of. It wasn't, the guard was not armed that was transporting him, so there was not a weapon that was taken out of the van. There was no weapons in the van and no weapon on the guard. But we don't know. I mean, there's all things are possible at this point. Was this something that was planned out, or is there somebody helping him? Obviously, there was something that he changed into, that he got out of his prison clothes in that abandoned house. So at this point, there's been no weapons that have been reported stolen, no reports of stolen vehicles or anything like that. But we always assume that people are armed when we're dealing with them. So that would be something that we would ask people to consider, is just considering armed.
Sure. Now, you don't know, you kind of said there, you touched on that a little bit. You said we don't know if someone helped him. We don't know if maybe he got in another car and took off. Do you guys have any kind of idea, inkling, theory on where he's going, or maybe if he had any assistance?
To my knowledge right now, no. Like I said, that everything is a possibility at this point until we find out further information through the investigation. But right now, everything's a possibility.
Were they going down the road whenever he attacked the officer?
I'm not clear on that. If they were actually moving or if they pulled over for some reason, I'm not 100% clear on that just yet.
What challenges are you guys being faced with right now with the search? I mean, I don't know if rain would hinder the search dogs, stuff like that. What is the challenges in this densely wooded area too?
Absolutely. I mean, everything from the temperature, the time of day. I mean, it is a little bit cooler for this time of year, which helps us, but it also helps the suspect. You know, so you can talk about, weather conditions, terrain, all different things come into play, which make things a little bit more difficult. The rain hampers air support, as well as it hampers the dog's tracking, of the suspect. So we would, there's all kinds of things you have to deal with. Everything from, depending on how long this goes on, officers get tired, they get hungry. It's just human nature. Everything comes into play with it. So, but we do make sure all of our officers are taken care of.
And then tell me what the public are supposed to do if they see a hunt.
Just get on your phone and report it. Don't try to confront him. Just give us the best location that you can of where the suspect is at, but do not try to take the matter into your own hands. Leave that to law enforcement. That's what we're here for.
Anything, Katie? What do you mean?
Sir, can you tell me the strategy of what it would be to try to find a guy like this? I know you're counting on the public to help with tips, but overall, what's the strategy of law enforcement as you try to locate this gentleman?
Well, when something like this happens, you immediately try to set up a perimeter. So a perimeter farther out than what the suspect could possibly travel during that amount of time. There's all kinds of resources, that come into play at that point. You got to call in enough officers, because we need more than are actually on duty at the time. So, we try to set up a perimeter farther out, and then we just try to block every avenue of escape, off. And then we, through interviews of different people that have known him, relatives, things of that nature, try and track down where the suspect may possibly be going.
Can you tell me where the vehicle was located in reference to where we're standing right now?
It was at the end of County Road 6300 which is actually south of here. It's a dead-end county road. There's an abandoned house at that location, and it was located there.
The canine unit has come in. Have they picked up any scents, or do you know how they're tracking?
They are tracking, which I heard earlier before the rain moved in, that they did have a scent and they were tracking. So we have bloodhounds as well as the Highway Patrol German Shepherd that's here. That's also used for tracking.
And any sightings or anything that the helicopter was able to find?
Nothing at all.